Hello, welcome to Dungeon Dwellers Podcast. I'm your host, Justin. Today I'm reviewing the 2028 horror movie Halloween. Um, did I say 2028? What the fuck? I meant 2018. What the fuck? Sorry, I'm in a shitty mood because I just been in a combative mood all day because I got into an argument with my dad and shit like that. Oh my fuck. Yeah, so um because I watched this movie in kind of like a shitty mood, I might be a little too critical of the movie. Like, I honestly did not really enjoy the movie at all. Which this movie is directed by David Gordon Green. It's written by David Gordon Green, um, sorry, Danny McBride, and I think what was his name, Jeff Farley or something like that. This movie stars Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode, Judy Greer as Karen, Andy Mauchiak as Allison, Haluk Bill Ginner as Dr. Sarden, Will Patton as Officer Hawkins, and there's no real like A-list people other than Will Patton, if you can call him A-list, and Jamie Lee Curtis. So I kind of have this pet peeve when like comedic people do like serious stuff, because I feel like people, if you're good at something, stay in your lane. I'm not saying people can't be talented at other like stuff. Obviously, people can be, but honestly, I did not really enjoy the movie. Um, there was like too much like comedy here and there, though they do play it straight, so it's not too distracting. But I felt like, I don't know. To me, this is just like another take on like, this is just like another Rob Zombie movie, but without Rob Zombie and his like great cinematography and like shots here and there. Well, this movie tries to take like, I notice little shots here and there that are supposed to be like kind of art film-esque, but like are kind of retarded. Like there's this scene where like um Michael Myers is like spying at the podcasters, which I thought having podcasters in your movie was like, oh my god, so retarded, because it reminded me of Tusk. And that movie, though I thought that movie was good, it is considered a shitty movie, Tusk. But like Tusk was like kind of like a horror comedy. Even though I don't think it was supposed to be, it pretty much was. Here it's supposed to be taken seriously, and there's this scene which they like to hide Michael Myers' face a lot in the movie. So there's a scene where like Michael Myers, he's out of his costume, he doesn't have his mask, he's spying on the podcasters on in the graveyard. They're there like looking at his sister's gravestone, and like you see him behind a tree, but all that's covered is his fucking face, which is like, how? it's like it's like you can see him entirely except for his face, which is covered up. Which I don't know why they hide his face like most of the movie. You can see you see most of his face except for like head on. But it's like, what the fuck was up with that shit? And I don't know. The kills, I thought the kills were done pretty well. There's some cool gore in the movie. The cinematography is mostly good in the movie, I would say, except for like a few shots here and there. I did not like the characters. I did not like the whole thing where like they made like Laurie Strode a survivalist, and like she's gonna go and kill Michael Myers. It's like, okay, whatever. She should just be taking her family and running. Like, and I hate just the whole fucking thing where they have to wreck every fucking movie. They have to retcon shit. It's like, is he supernatural? Is he's not supernatural? This and that. Here they try to burn him alive he's missing like 2 fingers off his left hand. Is that in the sequel? Is that shit just gonna still be there, or is it just gonna magically disappear? And I will do this movie. I'll give this movie some credit. They didn't do the thing that's in a lot of Halloween movies, where like they there'll be a guy wearing a Michael Myers costume, and then the cops will kill him, and then like they'll demask him, and they'll realize, oh, they just killed a random person in a costume. There wasn't that in this movie, where like in a bunch of the Halloween sequels, and even in movies that were ripoffs of Halloween, had that shit, like Silent Night, Deadly Night, and what else? I can't think of any, but yeah, like, you know, that's the thing that happens. And also, not a fan of the, like, everybody is dressed kind of like they're in the 70s or 80s or something. It's like very retro. People are dressed retro, like, for some fucking reason. And I kind of don't understand that. If somebody can explain that to me. Other than, is that just for the aesthetics, I guess? I don't know. And like, it does take place in modern day. Like, they even referenced the fact that it takes place in 2018. And yeah, and also I should say, like, a kid dies in the movie. People kind of didn't like the fact that there was a kid in the movie that was killed, and it was implied, I guess, the kid was gay because he liked to dance, and people were pissed off that they killed a gay kid in this movie, which is like, just because the kid likes to dance, we're just gonna assume the kid's gay. That's a little, you know. And another critique I had is, I really hate it when you have parents that look like really fucking old in their 50s and 60s, and they have like young kids. Like what's the deal with that? Like, Michael Myers kills like some 50-year-old woman or something, and then like you hear a baby in the background. It's like, maybe she's babysitting like somebody's baby. Like, I don't fucking know about that. Yeah, I mostly only did this review because I had no interest in watching this movie, because I'm not a huge Halloween guy, even though I have a bunch of the movies. I'm more of a fan of the Rob Zombie Halloween movies, though people hate those movies. I think the first one's good, the second one's like, eh. It's like, eh. Though I like the dream sequences and shit. Yeah, like John Carpenter comes back to do a song, which does sound good. It has like this modern synthwave style to it, which, you know, it's pretty good. Again, I'm just not a fan of the characters and like shit like that. And like other stuff. It's just like, can't these people just decide whether or not they want Michael Myers to be supernatural or not? Because one of my favorite Halloween movies is, though I think it mostly sucks, but like, I gave it an average review, because I thought the ending was cool, was Halloween 4, which implied that, you know, that Michael Myers died in that movie, and his like evil soul possessed his like little niece in that movie, played by Daniel Harris, which I thought that was really fucking cool. But then in the next movie, they retconned that shit out. It's like, oh my god. Oh, and also there was some like dialogue. There was like a recording of Dr. Loomis talking in this movie. I have no idea if that's from any of the other sequels. Like, I'm sure the guys from Cinema Scumbags would know, because they're a huge Michael Myers fan. They probably did a review of that movie, so like check out this movie. Sorry, check out their review if they have it. Yeah. So if I'm gonna give it a rating, I would say, just based off, like, to me, this is like a 6.5. I'm sorry, I just did not enjoy this movie. Though I thought cinematography wise, was good. The kills were good. You know, just I wish I really liked the one podcast character, the ginger guy, because he was in this show called Taboo that I watched, which that show, in my opinion, mostly sucks. But like, Tom Hardy's good in it, and that guy was good in it. He would constantly call like Tom Hardy the N-word in that movie, like really loud. And it's like, dude, don't you have like hate speech laws in your country? But it's funny because you don't hear Canadians. Canada, even before we had hate speech laws, like you don't really see Canadian movies where you hear the hard R, the F word and shit like that. They're like the BBC can do whatever they want, I guess. Even though they promoted their hate speech laws like the fucking hardest, and they, well, whatever, dude. Just like the elites. What's good for me is not good for you, or whatever the fuck this thing is. Like what I can do, you can't, or whatever. I can't remember how that saying goes. How did that saying goes? I can't remember. But yeah, it's a 6.5. I will review the sequel, but I don't know, man. I did get this movie for cheap, so it's like I'm not like pissed I bought this movie. I'm like, oh my god, blah blah blah. I spent like $30 on this movie. That's not that great. No, it's a decent movie. It's just not my thing. Yeah, and yeah, this review was more of a thank you to those people who watch my Hauling Kills video, teaser trailer reaction, where like that's my like second highest viewed video, which is not a big deal since on my old channel I had like my highest viewing video is like 4,000, but it's like that took like 9 years to fucking get that high. So it's like, yeah, whatever. So tomorrow for Fantasy Month, I'm probably gonna we're gonna do Fantasy Month videos again tomorrow. And I'm probably gonna review one of my favorite manga, not one of my favorite mangas, but the one I most wanted to talk about, Drifters by the creator of Hellsing. All right, peace.